Hi guys, it's Katie from Yarn Society, and today we're making this bunny pencil topper. This is the perfect gift you can make for the Easter basket, for maybe some school friends or a teacher, or just your mom because you love her. She deserves gifts too. I want to show you here, this is the same exact pattern. I'm just using two different worsted weight yarns. This one is the skinny Chenille, it's a nice soft yarn. And this one is the comfy worsted. This is also a soft worsted weight yarn, but it doesn't have that Chenille look. And there is a bit of a size difference. I might even go down an eye size for the white one, but I just used what I used in the original pattern. So you guys choose which yarn you would like. You can also make the size different with adding more stuffing or adding a little bit less. It's totally up to you. We're going to go through supplies and then we'll get started on this bunny pencil topper. You can grab the yarn color of your choice, and we're going to grab a D hook. We're going to get started on round 1 by making 6 single crochet into a magic circle. Usually I would make a slip knot in chain 2, but because the Chenille yarn is a bit different, I am going to do a different way, and I will link that down below if you want to see how I do that. I'm going to tighten up my magic circle here. And then I'm going to fan out my stitches just a little bit. I'm going to place a stitch marker on the last stitch of the round. Feel free to place it on the first if that's what you're used to. At the end of round 1, we have 6 stitches. From round 2 through 6, we are going to single crochet into the next 6 stitches. This is what makes that little post for our pencil to go into. And it does feel a little bit awkward because we will be crocheting on the wrong side. And I'll show you that as we continue on. I'm going to get my hook under my first stitch. We're just going to single crochet into the next 6 stitches. Here's single crochet 2, single crochet 3, single crochet 4, here's 5, and then here's 6. I'm working into the stitch with my stitch marker because I place it on the last stitch of the round. You can change your stitch marker. So at this point, our work starts to turn in on us, and we're going to leave it that way. We want to see that magic circle piece of yarn because we know that we're on the right track. We're just going to find our next stitch. This will be round 3, single crochet in the next 6 stitches. Sometimes it feels a little bit harder because we are working on the wrong side, but just get your hook under that first stitch. Here's single crochet 1, single crochet 2, here's 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now you can see we're turned in on ourselves, so we're going to keep it that way. You can change your stitch marker. We're going to single crochet. This is round 4. Single crochet into the next 6 stitches. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here's our 6th and last stitch. We're going to change our stitch marker. This is round 5. Just go slow. If you have to find your stitches, you can always slow down the video by clicking on that gear button. This is single crochet 2, 3, 4. Here's 5. And here's 6. I'm going to change my stitch marker. Okay, and here is our last single crochet round, round 6. Single crochet in the next 6 stitches. I'm going to let you count. My stitch marker is getting in the way. We can change our stitch marker. At the end of round 6, we still have 6 stitches. I'm just going to grab my pencil really quick. And so this will be the post for our pencil, and then we are going to crochet up and around this post. For round 7, this is our last kind of iffy round because we're still working inside out. We are going to be making a single crochet increase in each stitch around. So that's 2 single crochet into the same stitch. We will work that in the next 6 stitches. Get your hook under that first stitch. We're going to make a single crochet, go back into that same stitch and make another single crochet. Move over and we're going to make another single crochet increase. Here's 1, go back to the same stitch. Single crochet 2. Move over. Here is our 3rd single crochet increase. Move over. We have another single crochet increase. Move over. Here's another single crochet increase. 2 single crochet in the same stitch. And then our last stitch, a single crochet increase. From here on out, it will be so much easier to see your stitches because now we'll be crocheting once again the right way. So I'm just going to kind of fan these out so I can see them better. At the end of round 7, we have 12 stitches. For round 8, we are going to make a single crochet increase in the first stitch, and then we'll move over for a single crochet. We're going to repeat that sequence all the way around. Get your hook under that first stitch and make 2 single crochet into the same stitch. Move over for a single crochet. We're going to repeat the sequence. We have a single crochet increase. Move over for a single crochet. Move over for a single crochet increase. And then we have a single crochet. Repeat the sequence. We have a single crochet increase. Move over for a single crochet. Then we have another single crochet increase. Single crochet. And then our last sequence, we have our single crochet increase. Move over for our last single crochet. Moving on, I'm going to call the single crochet increase just an increase. At the end of round 8, we have 18 stitches. For round 9, we have an increase in the first stitch, single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Get your hook into that first stitch. We're going to make a single crochet increase. Move over for a single crochet. Move over for another single crochet. We'll repeat the sequence. We have an increase, single crochet in each of the next 2. Here's 1, move over, single crochet 2. Then we have another increase, single crochet in each of the next 2. Here's 1 and 2. We have another increase, single crochet in each of the next 2. We have another increase, single crochet in the next 2. And then our last sequence is an increase, single crochet in the last 2 stitches. At the end of round 9, we have 24 stitches. You can change your stitch marker. For round 10, we are going to be single crocheting into the back loop only for the next 24 stitches. We are just going under the back loops for this round. Get your hook under the back loop and we're just going to single crochet all the way around until we reach our stitch marker. Thank you guys for joining me today on this crochet along. I am a total bunny lover. I just love making bunny stuff. So if you do too, I also have a bunny desk buddy. I have a bunny pocket friend. I have a bunny ear like teether thing that you can either use for like a napkin holder or for a baby gift. And then I also have a bunny wreath that I made years ago that I really love. It's just on like a little embroidery hoop, and it's just a cute little addition to your house. So I have all of those things, and if you want, you can go to yarnsociety.com and you can find all of them. I have videos for most, and if not, I have the free written pattern. For this pattern as well, everything will be on yarnsociety.com. So once you get the hang of it, you can go on there and just see the written pattern if you'd like, and then you can make a whole ton of these in all the colors. At the end of round 10, we still have 24 stitches. For round 11, we are going to single crochet in the next 24, but we're going to go under both loops. So single crochet all the way around. I know spring is coming, but I just heard that like 5 states in the Northeast just got 2 feet of snow. So I'm thinking they're not feeling very springy. But here in Vancouver, we've had a really mild winter with barely any snow at all. So the flowers are really confused. Like I'm seeing so many flowers kind of sprouting up and blooming, and it's making me a little nervous because I feel like it's way too soon because I'm still in February here. So I hope this doesn't mess them up for the rest. I'm like always so worried about the flowers. I don't want them to get too confused. At the end of round 11, we still have 24 stitches. For round 12, we are going to do an increase in the first stitch, single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Here is our first increase, single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do another increase, single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Here is another increase, single crochet in the next 3. Increase, single crochet in the next 3. Increase, single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Increase, single crochet into the last 3 stitches. At the end of round 12, we have 30 stitches. We're going to change our stitch marker. For round 13, we are going to single crochet all the way around to the next 30. Let me know what projects you guys have been working on lately. I know sometimes when I ask, sometimes somebody's making a blanket, other people are doing amigurumi. I'm always curious what you guys are making because I'm always making amigurumi. I told you in the last video I tried to do a blanket, and then I thought, like, what am I even doing right now? Because I just wanted to be cozy, but I can't last with these long projects. Like I used to have the graveyard of blankets, like where there was like 5 started and never finished. So I told myself that I cannot make a blanket. I am not allowed. So I can't even believe I tried. So I have to stick with amigurumi. It's just what I need to do. Okay, at the end of round 13, we still have 30 stitches. You can change your stitch marker. For round 14, we are going to make a decrease, and I like to make an invisible decrease, so I'm going to go through that with you if you don't know how. We are going to start with a decrease, and then we are going to single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Get your hook under the front loop of the first stitch, and then we're going to place our hook directly under the front loop of the next stitch. Yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook. Then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to make another decrease, go under the front loop, under the next front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Single crochet into the next 3 stitches. Make another decrease, front loop, yarn over, pull through, single crochet into the next 3. Then we're going to make another decrease, single crochet into the next 3 stitches, decrease, single crochet into the next 3, decrease, single crochet into the next 3. At the end of round 14, we have 24 stitches. Change your stitch marker. For round 15, we're going to single crochet in each of the next 24 stitches, so just single crochet until you reach your stitch marker. If you guys are liking the pencil toppers, I also have a cat, a frog. I'm trying to think if I made a dog yet. I don't think I did. I need to make a dog. That would be cute. I also have a ghost for Halloween. I know that's a little ways away. I think they're just fun. I can get one of these bunnies done in like 15 minutes maybe. So it's kind of a nice quick project, and then you feel really accomplished when you're done, because I love having something finished in no time. It feels really good. Okay, so we're going to change our stitch marker. We have 24 stitches. For round 16, we're going to make the ears. So I like to grab a few stitch markers. You do not have to mark your ears, but I am going to show you how I like to mark them. Do suggest that you mark the back loops only for the ear stitches. So if you can grab 2 stitch markers, we are going to mark the back loops only of stitch 9 and stitch 14. So I'm going to mark the back loop only of stitch 9, and then I'm going to move over to stitch 14 and mark the back loop only. I'm just going to double check here. To get started for round 16, we're going to get started by single crocheting into the next 8 stitches. Here's single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, here's 7, and 8. We are going to be working our ear into the front loop only of our marked stitch. So I'm going to talk you through this as we crochet. Get your hook under that front loop and make a single crochet. Then we are going to chain 5. We are going to make a double crochet into that second chain from the hook. And then we are going to make a half double crochet into the next chain stitch, a single crochet into the next, and then a slip stitch into the next chain stitch. We're going to make a double crochet, yarn over, go under that top chain stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. Then we're going to make a half double crochet, yarn over, go under the next chain stitch, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Move over for a single crochet, and then we're going to move over for a slip stitch. Now we're going to make a slip stitch into the same stitch where we made that single crochet. It's going to be working into the front loop only. That's the marked stitch. And then make a slip stitch. We want to connect our ear, so we want to go back through that same stitch. We're going to single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. Here's single crochet 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to make another ear by making a single crochet into that front loop only, and then chaining 5. We're going to make a double crochet into that second chain from the hook, yarn over, go under that top loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over for a half double crochet into the next, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, move over for a single crochet, and then move over for a slip stitch, Then we're going to slip stitch to that initial front loop only stitch to connect. From here, we're going to single crochet into the next 10 stitches. So single crochet until you reach your stitch marker. So from here, we are going to ignore all the stitches that are the ear stitches, and we're going to be working into those back loops only. So I'm going to talk you through this for round 17. For round 17, we're going to make a single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then we're going to decrease. And we'll repeat that one more time. Single crochet into the next 2. Here's 1 and 2. We're going to make a decrease, so go under the front loop, under the front loop. Then we're going to repeat that again. We're going to make 2 single crochet and then a decrease. Single crochet, another single crochet, and then a decrease. We're going to reach our hook into that back loop only that we marked. So you can get your hook under that back loop. I'm going to take out my stitch marker. Then I'm going to single crochet into the next stitch. So you want to reach your hook over into the stitch. We have 4 stitches in between. We're going to make a single crochet. Reach your hook over into that next stitch. If you need to, you can loosen up your yarn, get your hook in there, and then tighten it back up. We're going to make a single crochet. Then we're going to make an invisible decrease. And then we're going to make another single crochet. Single crochet into that marked back loop. We're going to ignore all the ear stitches. And then we're going to make a decrease. So we want to find our stitch that's not the ear stitch. So here is our stitch here. And we are going to work into this front loop only because we're going to be making a decrease. So if you need to, give a little slack on your yarn, go under the front loop, under the front loop. You can tighten it up, and then you can pull through to make your decrease. We're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then make a decrease. Here's single crochet 1 and 2. Make a decrease. We're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Here's 1 and 2, and then make a decrease. At the end of round 17, we have 18 stitches. I'm going to change my stitch marker. Go ahead and grab another stitch marker and put it on your working yarn because we're going to place the eyes and the nose. So eventually you can kind of fix your ears and get them to stand up. We're going to grab 9mm safety eyes, and again, if you are using a different worsted and you want it to go down a little bit on the eyes, feel free. We are going to place our eyes between round 13 and 14. Right above this little ridge here is round 10, so you can count round 10, round 11, round 12, round 13, and 14. We're going to place our eyes between round 13 and 14. So I'm just going to leave my yarn needle there just to kind of keep track of the middle. We want to leave 5 stitches open in between our eyes. So I'm just going to count here and make sure that I have 5 stitches open. Basically, you're placing the eyes like directly below the ears. So I'm just making sure I have 5. Once I'm happy with that, you can place the backings on, but sometimes I like to put the nose on first just to make sure that everything lines up before I attach the eyes. I'm going to grab a piece of pink yarn. I'm going to make a knot on the end, and then I want to embroider a nose in between round 13 and 14. I'm going to grab a stitch on the inside of the head and I'm going to pull that through to my knot. Then I'm going to go under that stitch again until I have a loop. And then I'm going to put my yarn needle behind my loop just to secure that yarn. I'm going to start out by adding a little cheek next to my eye. So you can just go over one stitch. And then I want to leave one stitch open next to my eye. And then I'm going to go up into the stitch next to it. Then I'm going to skip a stitch and go into the next stitch. So you're going to leave one stitch open on each side of the eye. And that's just a really simple nose. Then I'm going to pull my yarn through to make another little cheek on the other side of the eye. You can skip the cheeks if you don't want that, and you just do your little nose in the middle. Once I'm done, I want to secure the inside, my yarn on the inside of the head. Make sure you leave enough slack for your cheeks and your nose. You don't want to pull too tight. I'm going to get to the inside of my head once again. I'm going to grab a stitch on the inside of the head. I'm going to pull it through until I get a loop, and then I'm going to go behind the loop and pull that through. I like to do that twice at the end just to secure the yarn. If you haven't placed the backings on your eyes just yet, go ahead and do that now. I like to grab the back of my post and just kind of seesaw it back and forth until it clicks into place. That one's being tricky at me. And so there we have it. We have our eyes and our nose and our cheeks. And I just like to kind of turn my eyes and get them out of the yarn a little bit. From here, we only have 2 rounds left, so we are going to add a little bit of stuffing. You can grab a pencil, a pen, you can even grab a crochet hook, and just get that into the post of your bunny. You want to make sure that the post is in the middle when you are stuffing, and it's really important that you have something to hold it. So if you don't have anything at this time, use your crochet hook. That totally works. And then just grab a little bit of stuffing as you go. You're just going to stuff it around the post, making sure that that stays in place. Once you're happy with the stuffing, you can always add a tiny bit more later. We're going to get started with round 18. We are going to make a decrease and then a single crochet. Here is our first invisible decrease. And then we're going to make a single crochet. Here is a decrease, a single crochet. Here is another decrease, and a single crochet. We have a decrease and a single crochet. We have another decrease, a single crochet, and then our last decrease ending with a single crochet. At the end of round 18, we have 18 stitches. I'm going to just pause here and give myself a lot of slack. I'm going to put my crochet hook back in there and just finish up the last little bit of stuffing. We only have one more round to go, so this is kind of the last bit. You can add less stuffing, make it a little bit lighter. You can add more. It's totally up to you. In this skinny Chenille, it's loops and threads skinny Chenille. The white actually ends up being a lot smaller than when you make the purple or the pink. I don't know if it's like the dyeing process. I'm not sure what it is, but the white is thinner, just so you know if you like it to have the soft look, but also be a little bit smaller. Okay, change your stitch marker. For round 19, we're just going to make 6 decreases. So we're decreasing all the way around. Here is decrease 1, decrease 2, decrease 3, decrease 4, decrease 5, and then here is our last decrease. Go ahead and leave a long tail and cut that off. We're going to fasten off by yarning over and pulling it through. I'm going to take out my stitch marker and grab a yarn needle and get set up with that remaining yarn. We're going to close this up by going through our 6 stitches. So I like to find my fastened off and then count my 6 stitches. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I like to go down the front loop only. So I'm going to go down that first stitch, down the front loop only, and pull down. Here's stitch 2, down the front loop only. Here's stitch 3, 4, 5, and here's 6. I like to close up this yarn by pulling the yarn towards me. Keep an eye on that hole as you close it up. And then I like to place my needle into where I think that hole was. Be careful of your post here when you are weaving in your yarn because you don't want to pull the yarn through your post because it can close it up. Just be very careful. Then you can weave in your yarn as needed. Once you're done and you've cut off that excess yarn, you can fix your ears. You can do all your prepping, all your beautifying for your bunny, and then that's it. Grab your pastel colored pencils. I got these on Amazon. I also got these really cute rainbow ones on Amazon as well, but they don't have to be pink or pastel. Just grab whatever pencils you have, pens, crochet hooks. They really are super cute on so many things. So let me know if you guys make these for Easter and who you're giving it to. You know, I always want to know. And don't forget to head over to yarnsociety.com for the free written pattern and for all my other patterns. And just if you're curious, this is my bunny desk buddy. She looks a little crazy right now because I have all my pins in her, but she does live on my desk all the time. I just love her and she carries all of my things. So if you want one of these on your desk, head over to yarnsociety.com and I do have a video for her as well. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video.